We here at Flannel Farms always use the right tool for the right job. There are no exceptions. Hey, welcome back to Flannel Farms. My name is Brian. Today we're doing our first sponsored tool review. Saker sent me a mini chainsaw to review. I told them before they sent it that if it wasn't worth it, I wasn't going to do a review video on it. I wouldn't do a good review. I wouldn't do a bad review. I just wouldn't make a video. And they said they'd send it to me anyways. As a matter of fact, here's the email that says that. And since you're watching this, obviously this tool is worth it. It has a very specific market, but we'll get into that later. We have a bunch of trees that we need to trim up along our driveway. They've been overgrown, a lot of crepe myrtles and other stuff that have just been overgrown for years. Now this is way too much for this little saw, but that's kind of the point. We like to push things to their limits and find out what it's actually made of. I think it's going to be a good little saw for trimming. I think I'm probably going to ask it to do too much, but we'll find out together. Wrong way, you got to take it toward the trailer. Toward. Alright, so what have we learned? We've learned that it's very light. It weighs a little over, or right at 2.5 pounds. Easy to use. One-handed operation, no problem. Battery life not quite what they advertised. They said 2 hours of heavy use. We got about an hour out of it. It overheated once on us and then shut off. The safety switch is only on one side, so left-handed use is kind of difficult. It also would have been nice if they sent 2 batteries. And I think a sharpener, the little file, would have been nice with it because it's such a small blade. It's going to be hard to find the right size file. That being said, I think it fits a niche market really well. What did you think of it in your
super easy to use.
Hour use?
Yeah. If you had a smaller patch of woods that you were working with, I think you'd get a lot of use out of it. An hour work out here.
We're hard on things.
Not quite enough, but...
So you saw how much tree we trimmed with it. It's a lot of tree.
Easy. It's a lot of tree that we cleaned up.
And if you're not in the kind of shape to do an hour or more worth of fairly strenuous activity, then this is the perfect saw for you. I just recently had heart surgery, so the thought of owning a battery-operated saw was kind of egregious until about 3 weeks ago when we bought a Craftsman. Craftsman is a much bigger battery-operated saw, but it's still pretty light duty. And Mrs. Flannel wanted something she could do work with. And Saker called and said, hey, we'd like to give you one to try. So I think it has its place. I think it has a good purpose, but it definitely isn't overusing it like we did. But if you had a tree that was bigger than, let's say, moon-shaped clippers or loppers would go through, and you just wanted to grab something and go, and you didn't have to worry about oil, you didn't have to worry about gasoline, 2-cycle mix, pull starting, flooding, or anything else, and you could grab it off the counter and go cut for 10 or 15 minutes, I think it's jam up. So 3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 for our own rating that we made up that doesn't exist. And for those of you who clicked on this to go, what kind of a moron thinks a mini chainsaw is a good idea? Let me tell you, I've been operating chainsaws for over 25 years. I've worked with landscape companies. I am a professional firefighter by day. I've operated a still in all sorts of extreme conditions. I also have a small stump grinding business. We have a MS 261 20-inch still, and we have a 362 with a 32-inch bar, 6 horsepower still. So we have some experience with chainsaws. And that's why kind of initially I thought this would be a ridiculous thing to have. But having used it, and for just a quick something to go get knocked out, I think it's really useful. And if you're going camping or something less than 4 inches and you want to cut up some firewood, it'd be a great little thing to have with you.
That's actually a great application.
Yeah, it's only a couple pounds, throw it in your little backpack or whatever. You could probably charge it off a transistor in your car. A lot of those things have 110 volt, a lot of the newer cars. So that would be a great purpose or use for it as well. Anyhow, thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our review. If you have one of these, leave us a comment and let us know. If you get one, let us know what you think. We are all about honest reviews here. So keep growing as you grow. We'll see you next time. Bye.